They brought me out to assembly and they were like, look at this boy. Doesn't even dress well. Or more. From that moment.
No more shyness.
No, shame just wore me like a garment. And ever since then, I stopped being shy, to be honest.
It's been 5 months, 161 days, 3,864 hours, 13,910,400 seconds since I last posted an episode. Wow. In that time, I've met new people, quit my job, designed more for brands, hung out with family, spent more time in God's presence, watched more shows that I enjoyed, and yes, added some weight too. I tried to read more. Those, who am I kidding? I asked people to subscribe to my channel, started preparing for part 2. I went for preparing to almost giving up. And here's the truth. I haven't posted in a long time. I found myself back in a space I thought I had left. I fell back into a place where I felt unworthy to do this. I doubted myself. I kept reaching out to people to subscribe, but I didn't hit the number I hoped for. I invited guests. Some I was too scared to even message. Some said no. Some didn't respond at all. But while going through the list of people I had spoken to God about, I decided to try again. And guess what? I got a yes. A yes from a cybersecurity consultant who has worked with top companies like Deloitte and other international firms. With Adeife.
I started cybersecurity out of a mistake. Like, it was something I planned out myself. I didn't know all the cybersecurity. It was just a lot of time and chance, right? So my close friend Buma was the one that plugged me into cybersecurity. I remember designing data analysis and I wanted to work at PwC as a data analysis professional, right? But PwC rejected me, and so there was an application I had from Deloitte, and I was like, okay, let me pick this up and just do it since I have no other options at that point, right? So as I just applied for that, I got in, right? And I didn't get in because I was smart. I think it was just a lot of like time and chance also, because I remember asking my friend, Buma, who was also doing cybersecurity at that point, saying, oh, tell me what to do. What should I say in the interview and all of that. And so Buma was the one teaching me literally what to say about cybersecurity. And from there, I got in, I was trained for 2 years. And now in my 3rd year in cybersecurity next month. I'm a senior consultant. Most likely will be a master manager for the end of the year. So I think that just basically made my story, cybersecurity, and I got it by mistake. But now I love it. If you work in a great organization know how to make great talents out of them, out of like casual people, right? So it means that when you work for big fours, for instance, like PwC, Deloitte, EY, Ernst & Young, right? Ernst & Young, PwC, KPMG, Deloitte, right? Those organizations are naturally like leaders, like they build leaders, they build great people, right? So you're most likely going to make it in life if you work in those places, right? Because of the kind of people you get to meet, also kind of high profile kind of projects you work on, right? So for me, I think working in Deloitte just changed my life. Deloitte was like, is currently like the best in cybersecurity in Africa. So they trained me so much and made me who I am today, and I'm forever grateful to them. I always tell people that when you start your career, you should not see yourself as a Nigerian talent, right? See yourself as a global talent, because you are meant to play in the global field and not just playing in the Nigeria field, right? So anytime with that, you're not just going to settle because you become a manager in a Nigeria firm today. So how does that play up globally?
When I met Adeife, I was really shy, but thank God, because I was just maintaining composure.
So I think Adeife was a really shy kid, very shy, timid kid, but probably because I also had like really strict parents, like you don't get to leave the house at all. All you just have to do is just stay inside, stay indoors. For me, childhood was more about me just being by myself, but it was also, so I had more time to study my books as a child. My parents were both like educationists, so like books mattered a lot to them, like your grade mattered a lot to them. So all my childhood was church, grades, school.
We see are still shyness.
No, I think shyness at every point has the tendency of leaving you with one negative experience. I remember my own personal negative experience was when my mom bought this nice Timberland shoe for me in GSS 1. And bro, why you buying me a blue Timberland? when the dress code is black. And so she bought me these blue Timberlands, and they were like, I think we have seen Timberland shoes, but they're really big up to this point. And I wore it to school like that on a Monday, knowing fully well that was not our dress code. And guess what? They brought me to the front of the assembly, and they said, "Look at this boy." And I was really small. Like, I think my only saving grace was I was really small at school. So because I was really small, I'll be like, So they brought me out to assembly, and they were like, "Look at this boy. Doesn't even dress well." Or more. From that moment,
What was shyness?
no, that shame just wore me like a garment. And ever since then, I stopped being shy, to be honest. Because what's the worst thing that can happen? Like, you brought me in front of how many students? Over 1,000 students. I put me in front to disgrace me. What's the worst thing that happened after that?
How did your early years influence the person that you have become today?
I think I'm a really deeply spiritual person, right? And I don't see it because of the calisthenics or the fact that I go to church every day, all of that. But like, I'm forever grateful to my parents. I grew up in a deeper life home where when your dad is going to church, like, you have to be ready, or like, you can't even say you can't even say you're not going. And because of how organized my mom is, right, our Sunday clothes are always ironed and starched and like on our table. So we are always waking up. Even till I was 9, I would always just waking up to come pick up my clothes and go to church, and same thing with our school uniform, always ironed and ready for us, right? My mom was actually present, like, and now I heard a lot, so I won't lie, right? So with that form of, I'm not as organized as that, I will not lie. These days I pay for my organization, like, I cannot organize my life, like, when I can organize my life, like, there's anything that just stress me out, like, for instance, I'd rather pay you to wash my clothes and clean my room and set up my stuff than for me to have to think about doing it myself, right? So for me, but the discipline of seeing my parents who loved God spend their life in church. Monday, of course, we grew up in deeper life. Monday Bible study. Tuesday, my parents were in leaders meeting. Wednesday was prayer meeting. Thursday was revival hour. Friday was women's program. And Sunday,
You always go for
so Saturday was workers meeting, and Sunday was Sunday worship service, right? Imagine if your parents were pastors or leaders like mine, like, I was always in church. Do you get? And so for me, that just going to church wasn't something that now became a you must do it. Like, I naturally just gravitated towards it because of the way I was trained growing up, right? So for me, all of that, I just really like set up my life. When I went to uni for the first time, I think I was like 16 or 15. My parents did not at any point have to call and say, "Oh, Adeife, you go to church." They trust me to always be in church. I think one thing God has been teaching me lately is in terms of spending more time with Him, right? But more importantly, God has been teaching me the ability to wait on Him, right? There's this thing called patience, especially when you are praying. We always want to see results almost instantly, right? But He's walking me through different process, and my ability for me to wait on Him, right? To wait on Him, like, and not always have a timeline that is personal. Like, oh, I want this to happen in 2 days. I want this to happen in 3 days. Sometimes you might just be praying every day, and all you're just getting in prayer is strength, but not necessarily an answer to your prayer point. And these days, I honestly don't have more prayer points. Like, I go to the place of prayer, and I just want to love on Him, and you can just say, "Oh, Adeife, pray about this. Oh, pray about this," right? And one thing I have learned after all of this is the power of prayers, right? And prayers is something that we can never just get enough of.
Adeife made the deliberate choice to keep showing up on LinkedIn, and now he's a cybersecurity top voice with over 22,000 followers. I believe he got here through consistency and intentionality.
So I think the idea is nothing about the results, right? But more about the why am I doing that, right? So a lot of people are probably on the perfect person or the negative because they need to get a job. But I'm doing it because of this is I want to put my business out there. but I'm all about building like my brand as is like what I do in cybersecurity life. So because of I look one day I'm gonna become like a CISO, like Chief Information Security Officer, right? So in my head I'm thinking about how that can help me, right? So what do? You have to build a brand, right? The same way you could, when you look at Messi, what do you know Messi for? Football. You don't necessarily know Messi for his cars or the amount he makes, but you just know it for his brand, like football, right? So the same way, Ronaldo too, be like, for you know them for football, don't necessarily know about that thing they do, right? But they are known for football. So that's the same way. And when you look at me from one of the first things, I mean, beyond like my church and stuff, like I want you to know me for cybersecurity. So like what I do there is just building that brand, like that cybersecurity brand, like holistically and every day. So that's why I've been showing up every day consistently for the last 1 year, right? And hopefully I'll see what 5 years we can have 100 people like. I'm not going to lie, because this is hard. I think like that's what just separates successful from not successful, and I don't think I'm successful yet. And so consistency is just hard. Like you have to wake up every morning and doing the same thing over and over again, whether you are bored or not, whether you're fagged out or not, whether you're tired or not. You just have to keep on showing up. And I'm not going to lie, I don't think I've hacked it yet. I don't think I've hacked it yet. So when I hack it, I will not have hacked it.
I don't think you've acted.
I don't think I've hacked it.
What will I say?
No, to be honest, I don't think I've hacked it yet, because when I like this, especially when you look at where, for instance, I have exams I'm supposed to be preparing for, but for some reasons I've not written them, right? So and just because of like, I don't think I have been. I don't think I've been consistent enough in reading. So yes, consistency is the problem with consistency is that your life is segmented to a different part. There's church, there's work, there's relationships, there's family, relationship, romantic friendship, and all of that. And you have to be consistent in everything at the same time. And so it can burn out. So you can easily burn out, right? So anytime I think about consistency, I'm always like, oh. So there are times whereby I'm super consistent in church, I'm super consistent at work. I struggle consistency in my family in terms of like communicating to my parents and all of that. So yeah. Yeah. To be honest, I was talking to my friend Toby, and I was telling him that we are going to have like, so we are going to actually go to his studio and record like a proper like LinkedIn like curriculum, and now people can leverage LinkedIn. So we'll just put it up on YouTube for free. I mean, it cost us a lot of money to record, but
Yeah, like that's the amazing thing here. You're giving this
Yeah.
so much knowledge for free.
yes. So we're going to record it for free, so people can just go to YouTube and watch and just learn from there, right? So those are one of the things. That's one of the things I hope to do before the end of the year.
Thank you so much.
But once, I mean, let me just see 1 million around the floor. I'll use it to go and record it.
I want to be your best friend. Can we be friends?
I don't believe in best friends.
Please. Are you serious?
I don't have best friends. I don't have any best friends. Like I have friends that I'm close to, but nobody holds that special place in my heart like best friend. Because I believe that one of the things number one for me, I'm confident that I know a lot of people, right? I know a lot of I have friends around the world, right? So I would rather just show up for all of them equally than elevate one person to the office of the best friend. Like there's a lot of amazing people out there. So why just give that office to one person when a lot of people can be equally like great friends for you, right? So I don't have a best friend.
But
Probably,
you have one soon. You have one soon. You will have one soon.
I don't remember my wife. Yeah.
For your wife, you have one soon.
No, I'm not interested.
You're not interested.
I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Success for me is just being in the will of God and doing whatever you do, right? So if God says do this, like that's just what success means to me, right? It doesn't mean I also do not enjoy like like physical wins, but they don't satisfy me as much as when I do what God will have me do. Do you get? So for me, success for me is just understanding purpose also, right? And whether through my career or whatever I'm doing, like being in the will of God and ensuring that I'm purposefully like aligned to what He will have me do. I mean, that's just how success feels to me.
That's answer. I'm done with my questions. But if there's anything that you want to share with us?
What I have to share, and like, I just for me, I would just tell young people to still, like, I'm also still in that phase in my life where we cannot 100% tell where we are going to be or what our next 10 years will look like. You don't know, maybe next 10 years you're going to be doing this as a tour in the US, you're going to be doing this as a tour in the UK. But what you can definitely talk about, or what you can relate with, are the processes of what you're currently doing right now. So most times young people worry about people's results. So you see someone who has been in a career path for 15 years, and the person is driving the latest BMW, and you're like, oh, I want this, but you're just 2 years in your career. So I think it's time for people to build privately, right? A lot of young people should understand that this is the time to build privately, but also this is a time when you have the steering that you are so good at what you do. It's now a time for you to now build publicly, right? Understanding the balance between building privately and publicly, it's so super good for young people. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Adeife didn't just say yes once, he said it twice. We had to reshoot due to some mistakes, and he graciously agreed again. So wherever you are, please say a word of prayer for him.
Right before I go, I would love to share something. If you're a creative like me, I'd love to encourage you not to give up. Keep showing up. You never know that content, that idea, that post. You never know who needs to see it at that particular time. You never know who God wants you to reach out to at that particular time. And guess what? If you don't show up, God will use somebody else. So why not you? Right? So keep showing up. And I would also love to add that when you are creating, create with the mindset that what you're doing, you're not just doing it for now. It is meant to outlive us, right? So your voice, your creativity, your gifts, your ideas might plant seeds in people that you might never meet at all. So don't stop showing up. Generations are waiting for you. Don't stop, right? And yeah, that's what I wanted to share. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and stay tuned for more episodes, because I'm going to try and take my advice as well and keep showing up. See you. Bye.